Algebra 2 students, this is the second part of the nth root section. We did the first part in class. I might be able to make a video over it, so we'll see what happens. So what this is we're just going to use a new rule, and it's called the even, even, odd rule. And we're going to use that when we're simplifying roots. So the even, even, odd rule, this is what it is. So when n is even, and a is even, then you need to use absolute value bars if your answer has an odd power. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's look at this. We're taking the fourth root of y to the fourth, which is y to the fourth to the 1/4, which is going to be y to the first. I'm going to put this in absolute value bars to ensure that your answer is non-negative. So, for example, if I were to plug in a -1, or let's say like a -3 or something like that, I just want to make sure that that answer is non-negative, so I don't have a non-negative, or so I have a non-negative answer inside my square root. And this also ensures that we get the principal root. We talked about that in class. The principal root is the positive. We want that. And remember, when you take a negative number to an odd power, it's negative. And we don't have that when we have even roots. We can't get negative answers because we want that principal root. All right? So it's even. If we end up with even, and we end up with an odd, we got to use this rule. We got to use the absolute value bars. So let's try a couple more. So let's simplify this first example. So we have the square root of 36, and then we have the square root of y to the 6th. Square root of 36 is 6. And we're taking the square root of y to the 6th, which is the same as y to the 6th to the 1/2. So that's going to end up being y to the 3rd. So we had even and even here. So even, and now we end up with an odd. So we got to put that in absolute value bars so we have that principal root that's non-negative. Okay, ensuring that our answer is non-negative, because, like, for example, if I plugged in a -2 here, a -2 to the 3rd power is a -8, and we don't want to have a -8 inside the square root bar, so we want that principal root. Okay, let's try this one. So we're going to have the 6th root of 64, and this is one term, so it's going to stay together. It's in parentheses. To the 18th, and we're going to take it to the 1/6. So the 6th root of 64 is 2, and 18 times 1/6 is 3. So again, we went from even to an odd, so that has to be in parentheses. So it has to be in, or not in parentheses, absolute value bars. And that would be your answer. I'll give you one more example of an even, odd. So let's take the 4th root of 16. And then we have x squared minus 3 to the 12th, which is to the 1/4. So 4th root of 16 is 2. And we have x squared minus 3 to the 3rd. So that was odd, so I'll put in absolute value bars. And, okay, I'm going to write this better because, sorry, I had somebody just come in my room. So, okay, we said 2, and then the absolute value bar, we're going to put up x squared minus 3 to the 3rd. There, and that looks much better. I'm sorry about that. So the even, odd rule, we have even, we ended up with an odd. Got to put in absolute value bars. That's all I have for you. Have a great day. Come with questions.